In Silicon Valley, it seems like every so often, a new network of power players just emerges. And right now, we're seeing the next big one rise up. It's coming from one of the most secretive and, let's be honest, controversial companies out there, Palantir. And its former employees? They are starting to change the game.
Of course, you've heard of the legendary PayPal Mafia, right? Those are the folks who left PayPal and went on to create giants like Tesla, LinkedIn, and YouTube. They pretty much wrote the playbook for how a single company's alumni can go on to dominate the next generation of tech.
Well, get ready because there is a new powerhouse in town. And its influence isn't just growing, it's absolutely exploding across some of the most difficult and critical industries in the entire world.
Okay, so let's get into it. What do we even mean by a tech mafia? Don't worry, it's not as sinister as it sounds. It's really just Silicon Valley's way of describing a super tight-knit network of founders and investors who all came from the same company and now they're helping each other build the future.
And that's the Palantir network in a nutshell. It's become this incredible self-supporting ecosystem. These former employees aren't just off on their own. Oh no. They are tapping into this deep well of alumni for everything. We're talking funding, finding the best people to hire, and getting that crucial, been there, done that advice.
So just how influential is this club really? I mean, we're not talking about a few cool side projects here. We're talking about straight-up unicorns and billion-dollar companies. Let's just look at the proof. First up, let's talk about Anduril. Now, you have to understand, breaking into the U.S. defense market it's almost impossible for a startup. But Anduril didn't just break in, they're landing massive contracts with the Pentagon.
And their last valuation, get this, a staggering $30.5 billion. That is some serious firepower, and it was all built by people who came from Palantir.
And what's the common thread that connects Anduril's founders? Trey Stevens, Matt Grimm, and Brian Schimpf. Yep, you guessed it. All three of them are Palantir veterans.
But okay, this network is not just about defense tech. Not even close. Let's pivot to something totally different. Take a company called Chapter, which is trying to solve the insane complexities of Medicare.
And Chapter's valuation? About $1.5 billion. You see the pattern, right? Another unicorn, another incredibly tough problem to solve, and another direct link right back to Palantir.
And here's where you really see that network in action. Chapter's co-founder is a Palantir alum, Kobe Blumenfeld-Gantz, and an early investor, none other than Palantir's own co-founder, Peter Thiel. That's the ecosystem working perfectly.
The range is just wild. It even goes all the way into consumer tech. You might have even used this one, the super popular event planning app for Gen Z, Partiful? Yeah, that has Palantir roots too.
Its founder is Shreya Murthy, another former Palantir employee. So think about that for a second. From defense drones to Medicare to party planning, the influence from this one company is just spreading everywhere.
Okay, so this just begs the question, what's the secret sauce here? How are so many of these alumni building billion-dollar companies one after another? Well, the answer comes from this really unique strategy they all learned during their time at Palantir. So what is it that makes these founders so effective? One investor put it perfectly, saying they start exceptional companies in hard industries. So what is their shared strategy? What's the playbook?
It all comes down to this idea they call forward-deployed engineering. Now that sounds like a super fancy corporate buzzword, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Instead of just coding from a comfy office, Palantir's engineers get thrown right into the middle of their clients' biggest, ugliest problems.
And I mean they get thrown right in. We're talking about embedding engineers everywhere, from a corporate headquarters in Omaha to a conflict zone in Oman. Their job is to get on the ground and solve the thorniest, most complex issues imaginable. That kind of experience, it forges a totally different kind of operator, someone who knows how to fix real-world problems, not just theoretical ones.
But look, being a Palantir alum, it's not always a simple badge of honor. The association can be pretty delicate, and that's because it's tied directly to the company's controversial work with government and military agencies.
So this creates a real tension. On one side, you have alumni who are incredibly proud of the work they did. They see it as vital, important, and nuanced service to the country. But at the exact same time, that very same work gets a ton of public criticism, which makes the whole Palantir association, delicate is a really good word for it.
You can really hear that pride in this quote from Chapter's co-founder, Kobe Blumenfeld-Gantz. He said, "I'm proud of the work I did for the government while at Palantir. I think most people who join Palantir can handle the nuances of the company." And that perspective, it tells you so much about the culture these founders come from.
So what does this all mean for the future of Silicon Valley and beyond? Where is this incredibly powerful network going to go from here?
Well, this thing is way past being just a loose network. It's becoming a formal, self-fueling machine. I mean, there are venture capital firms literally popping up with the sole mission of funding Palantir alumni. It's a whole system that provides the cash, the talent, and the support needed to go after these huge, really difficult industries.
Think about it. This network has already made huge waves in defense, in finance, and even in social media. It leaves you with one massive question. Where are they going to point all this talent, funding, and real-world problem-solving experience next? Whatever the answer is, you can be sure it's going to be big.